Welcome to Board Game Animal. My name is Justin, and today we're going to be talking about just the top 10 reprints, remakes, and reimaginings that came out in 2025. I usually keep things separate when it comes to expansions, reprints, sequels, things of that nature. But this year there were a lot of blurred lines. And to be honest, there were a lot of games on the best games of the year list that were complete reimplementations, like some of Knizia's games that went from like Chin to Gazebo. Those, to me, are wholly new games at that point with the amount of changes that were made, and were new standalones as opposed to being part of a series. I don't know, my standards might be a little funky, but I want to just get right into it, because a lot of the games here that I'm going to be talking about today, we have already talked about on the channel, and I don't want to repeat myself too much. But if this is your first time watching, hopefully we can give you a little glimpse, and the links to the videos where we talk about these games are going to be down below, if you want to get a little bit more information on them. So let's get right to it and talk the standout reprints, remakes, and sequels to games in 2025 for me. This is kind of a weird, silly one, but number 10 for me is Dump the Skunk, which is just essentially a straight reprint of Reiner Knizia's Llama. I'm including this on the list mainly because for some reason, the theme actually makes the flow of the game a little bit better and a little bit easier to teach, for some reason that I can't particularly put my finger on. But regardless, at the end of the day, I've been seeing this game in places like Target and Barnes & Noble, and for a Knizia game, which is essentially his riff on Uno, to be available in that mass marketing kind of way, so hopefully folks can discover something a little bit more involved than they're used to, I think is wonderful. So I'm happy for this reprint, basically because a game by Knizia is now everywhere and getting a whole new audience to people who won't find it too intimidating, and maybe it could be the first of a new journey for them. Number 9 is DC United. This is also really simple for me because right now we're just talking about this Batman Hush box because the giant mass that is DC United hasn't come through yet, and we're currently not sure what timetable we're even looking at there. So it's just this one starter box that I'm basing this on. So far, it's great. It just left me wanting more. It has all the things that I enjoy in Marvel United, but with the DC characters, and they did go very thematic with it and made some great choices when it comes to equipment and how certain things interact. Really clever, but again, leaves me wanting more and looking forward to what DC United will deliver in the future. Next up, we have the Magenta series from CMYK that delivered quite a few reprints of some games that have already existed. But at the end of the day, they were able to deliver it in a very eye-catching form factor, but also in a way very minimalist that wouldn't be too overbearing for folks who are just discovering these games. These are designed in a way to be appealing in a mass marketing kind of sense, but also kind of have a really nice, fun boutique element to them as well. And I know I'm cheating by including multiple games here in one as the Magenta series, but I think overall it is just a great line and a great avenue to introduce hobby games to people who really may not be used to them. Next up is Vivo. Vivo is an incredibly clever little trick taker that otherwise was not generally available for folks, and Allplay really knocked it out of the park. We have Sai Beppu's incredible artwork, and it's a beautiful marriage of general look, artwork, and form factor because it is such a mighty game in a small little package. I think Vivo is one that if you like trick taking, you definitely should check out, and is a wonderful little gem to add to your collection. Next up, we have Quacks, also from CMYK. I've already spoken about this one a ton. Bottom line, they took a game and gave it a makeover to make it more appealing to the general public, and it is adorable. I think the artwork is charming, and definitely facilitates introducing this game to a greater variety of an audience. I've had success with it on a personal level, my children have had a great experience with it, and I'm more likely to introduce it to folks now because of its current form. So I think what they did with Quacks was wonderful, and if you still haven't checked it out, please do. If you know of some of the drama that came about around the time it was released, check out our video that is down in the description below on Quacks, as we go into the silliness of it and why you should not overlook such an amazing game. The reprint of Ethnos came with a mixed reaction, one that I'm still fascinated by, because in the hobby, we get used to a lot of symbology, a lot of overhead, and I know there was a lot of chatter about the symbology in this new version of the game. I didn't see the issue with it, and in fact, I think that it is very accessible, and I've taught it to folks who are not super deep into heavy games that have a lot of symbology, but I think the game still flows organically, which is a testament to the quality of Ethnos in and of itself. And having a new edition to make it readily available for folks is just a good thing at the end of the day. I've already talked about this one many times now on the channel, but Kinezia's Botswana in the new version from 25th Century is just a chef's kiss perfect package. It is an amazing little game. It now looks tremendous, and I am so happy this one is, again, being widely available for folks in a version that looks this nice and plays this nice. Botswana is just a delight. Top 3 time. We just had our video talking about the new Unmatched Adventures Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And 2025 saw a lot more fun from Unmatched in the form of the Ali and Ali set, the other Battle Legends set, and Unmatched just continues to knock it out of the park. We made some in-depth videos on a few of those, so go check those out if you want more details. But bottom line, Restoration continues to deliver an impressive amount of variety and quality in the games that they're adding to the Unmatched line. It is tremendous, and at this point, there really is something there for everybody. Number 2 is a game that I really haven't talked about much on the channel, mainly because backing this game was just a personal thing for me, and I have not been able to play it as much as I liked. I felt like I didn't have enough to stand on to make a video to do some full in-depth coverage on it yet. However, it doesn't stop me from talking about it now. 20 Strong Tanglewoods is absolutely remarkable. I was already in love with the 20 Strong system. It is one of my favorite solo games, a go-to. It can be challenging and punishing, but also exciting and exhilarating. 20 Strong is fantastic. And introducing a whole new methodology to the game, the exploration and the variety that comes in the decks for Tanglewoods, no pun intended, but there is just a wild amount of things to explore in this one, and I personally just haven't had a chance to yet. And yet I still put it this high on the list because the few experiences I've had playing this so far have taken a game that I already thought was near perfect in 20 Strong for what it was, and elevating that experience. It is amazing, and I cannot wait to continue discovering this one. If you want a dice chucking solo experience that is puzzly, there's combat, it can be challenging, but thinky, and all the while just purely entertaining, you should check out 20 Strong. Similar to Unmatched, at this point, there is probably a deck for you. And what can I say about our number 1? No game this year has motivated me to do a video where I do a bunch of voices for characters, except for Magical Athlete. CMYK's version of Magical Athlete is at the end of the day just a perfect game. I am thrilled to see the love that this game has received. Magical Athlete deserves all of it because the dedication that CMYK put to making this happen, the personality in the game, the personality in the characters, the just silly, ridiculous fun around the table, it has made Magical Athlete grow to be one of my favorite games of all time. Just because it delivers fun. And as I've said before, what are we in this hobby for if not for fun in games? Literally. My videos on Magical Athlete were silly, one of them ridiculously sillier than the other. I'm so tickled by the fact that people enjoyed them. That meant a lot to me, and if you haven't had a chance to check them out, again, those are down below as well. But bottom line, 2025, we saw a lot of really cool reprints, sequels, reimaginings, so forth, because all of these kind of fall into a little bit of different categories there. They're either new versions, continuation of games that we already knew and loved. If you have any questions about any of the games here, I would love to talk about them down below. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. And also check us out on Blue Sky. We're very active on Blue Sky, and also Instagram. So check us out if you get the chance. Thanks again, and don't forget to play all your board games like an animal.